Hello everyone, this is Patricia, and today I would like to share with you a tool that is used in NLP and that has been inspired by Einstein, who has developed, of course, as you already know, the theory of relativity. It has been inspired by Walt Disney, who has used his creative process through this technique that we're going to share today. And it has also been inspired by Gandhi, who was said to use this tool often because he naturally had a knack for understanding people's perspective. So we are going to use this tool, taking the example of a woman that has a conflict with her husband, and she cannot resolve it. She cannot resolve it because she doesn't have the resources to understand and to feel, first of all, in what place she is in. Then she doesn't have the resources to feel, understand in what position her partner is in. And then she does not have the possibility, before starting working with this tool, to see the whole situation from 360 degrees that would give you view, that would give her a sense of peace, many options, and many choices that she can choose from. Right now, she feels like trapped. She's in a double bind. She's complaining because what she says is that she feels resentment. She feels anger. And why? Because she does not feel any more intimacy in her couple. So the story that she came with is that she's complaining. She doesn't feel loved. She doesn't feel understood because her husband works for hours and hours in the office, and when he comes back, there is a kind of cold silence. She's trapped in a routine, in her everyday routine, in her job, with her family, with the responsibilities of her family, and the dialogue between her and her husband is a dialogue that is stale. There is no energy, there is no intimacy, as I said before, and she doesn't feel love. Now, this is the first trap she feels that she's in. The second trap that she feels that she's in is because she wants to speak to her husband, but she doesn't have the words. She's afraid that she's gonna lose her words, and she's also afraid that her husband might get angry, and that they would this conversation would end up in the she was really creating with her mind the worst case scenario. So what can she do, or what can you do when you have a conflict with a loved one? So let's take the step-by-step process, the Meraki process, and I would say that this tool can be used in the second step of the Meraki process. The first step, as we said in other videos, is about writing down your story. So in this case, I would ask you, or the same way I asked her, to write down the story. What is happening with her husband, how she feels, and how she feels about the situation, and how she feels about speaking to him, about trying to resolve the problem. This is the first step. The second step would be to see the situation from a new perspective. So in this case, we would use the NLP perceptual positions, and to gain a different perspective of the situation and to create more choices and options for ourselves. So as a second step, what I would ask her to do, and what I'm asking you to do after that you have written your story, or your scenario, is to write down how you feel when you see yourself in the first position. The first position is when you see yourself from your body, from your eyes, and when you process what others are doing and thinking through your eyes. So if you imagine that your partner or your friend or your daughter or your son or the person that you are in conflict with is sitting there in front of you, I want you to ask yourself, how do you feel while you are looking at this person and you are thinking at this situation? And while you're staying there, you can take notes and write down, this is what I feel. My unmet needs are these, and you can fill the blanks. And also, it's very important to write down what are you saying to yourself and you're feeling about the situation while you are looking at the other person in the eyes. And once you have taken notes and you have answered these questions, you can even stop the video if you need some time to answer the questions. The second part of the exercise is to put yourself in the other person's shoes. So now this is what we call the second position. In this second position, you will imagine that you are floating out of your body and directly into the body of the other person. This is what we call the second position, and I would like you to imagine that from their body, they are looking at yourself with their eyes. And notice what's going on there. What are you saying to yourself being them? What do you feel being them? How is this second position different from the first position? So it's very interesting to see that from this second position you can see things in a richer way. You will most probably you will discover that there are a lot of things that this person did not say to you, and they feel the way they feel because they also had unmet needs in this specific situation. So the questions are, what does this person think? What does this person feel about the situation? What are the things that they have not said to you? Or maybe what are the things that they have not said to themselves also? And again, you can stop this video and you can take notes. As a third step, you can shake off your body, and you can imagine now from a totally different perspective. Imagine in your mind's eye that you are leaving the body of the other person, and that now you're floating down inside someone else's body. This is what we call the third position. In this position, you can be inside of the body of a mentor, of somebody that loves you very much, and is most of the times, always objective. You can imagine that you're putting yourself in the position of God or of a neutral observer. This is what we call the third position. You can choose whatever you want. You can even choose Gandhi or Mother Teresa. It is important in this third position to enter into the body of a person that you admire and that admires you, that you know that this person has unconditional love for you. Okay. So now that you have entered with your imagination in the body of this person or of this entity or of this energy, notice what are the insights that you are having while looking at yourself when you were at the first position, and while looking at the other person when you entered in the body of the second person. What are the learnings that you are having? What are you observing? If this was a film with the two actors in front of you, and if you felt neutral and at the same time empathy for these two persons and the situation, how would you describe the situation right now? And you can take notes. Return to the now and write down everything that you have learned and in what way you feel richer after this exercise. Now you can test get out of the third position, and once you got out of the third position, you can test how you feel about the situation, how you feel about the person, how you feel about yourself. What are the new learnings that you have taken with you today? What are the takeaways? And as a conclusion, you can remember to use this technique whenever you feel that you're in conflict with yourself or with another person, or even with a project, with an idea. The same exercise can be applied to an idea, to a project, to something that you want to do and you're afraid to do it. For example, writing a book, or changing country, or changing business. Whenever we're speaking about big changes, you can use this technique. And you can imagine that you put a piece of paper on the floor, putting yourself at the first position, putting the project or the idea or the big change that you want to do as the other. And the third position would be the position of the observer, the neutral observer that loves you and loves the project and can see things, the challenges and the opportunities at 360 degrees. So if you have any questions, and if you have any conflict right now in your life with a life partner, or with a business partner, or with a loved one, I will be very happy to help you with this amazing, easy and powerful NLP technique that I'm using in the second step of Meraki in order to allow you to find the love and the freedom inside of you. Thank you for listening, and we'll speak soon. Bye.